Hi guys. Oh, I'm so sorry I'm late. Pickup did not go as planned, so but here I am. I made it. Hey Linda. Hi Valerie. Hey guys. I'm just gonna set up my other camera while we chat and to get started. Hi Angela. It's been one of those days. It's like, oh my gosh. The sun came out though. And so any day when the sun comes out is a good day. So I was thinking we would just play. I need to play with some beads. I don't know about you guys, but I am in the need to play with some beads right now because it has been just like a whole hectic weekend. Usually I have like my pre-records done and stuff like that. But yesterday we went to a museum. We took the boys to see the Titanic exhibit, which I was a little nervous to go see because stuff like that I take in, and I get kind of sensitive about it. But it was very like educational for the boys to go and see that. So we did that Sunday. So I'm live today because I didn't do a pre-record, which actually works out, I feel like, because then we get to hang out, right? And so I'm just bringing up my other camera so I can share what I have on my mat, which is a really cool bunch of stuff. So I had a bunch of ideas that I wanted. Hey, Bess. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Jane, Julie. Guys, I had an idea of something I really wanted to do. For this live. It's actually something that I just wanted to make anyway. And so that is my plan. And it might involve a crochet hook. You never know. That's if it works out. And so here we go. I got a camera. Cameras are good. Got a package. And I'm just going to bring my other camera in here. Hi, Tom. Hi, Viola. I'm excited about Monday beading too. Definitely need a Monday beading, I think for sure. And so look what arrived. So I ordered bead box extras for myself. Hey, Nancy, to play with. And so this is just something that if you get the bead box for Sam does a monthly bead box, and I was his box designer for September. And so I did all those really pretty fringe earrings, and then I did like a bracelet and a necklace, and I have a bunch of leftover beads. And so the leftover beads that I have, I thought we would play with today, but I also supplemented what I had so that I could finish the extras that I had started. So I have not even opened this yet. Here's what I have going though. Let me show you what I've got going before I do that big unveil. So I had some dreams of doing a crochet project. So I got a crochet hook. I grabbed some thread. And these are some beads that weren't part of the box, but that I got from a live sale a while ago. So I added those. And again, I added one extra little strand because I felt like I needed a pop of orange. And so far, what I've got going is this beautiful thing. And I was thinking I might just do a little crochet bracelet or necklace. Depends on how far I get. And then I know that I have an extra treat in this box over here. I know I've at least got some flat mesh and some of the silver silk extras. And so I thought I might play with that too, do like a little string up, maybe a little project there. Let's see what I can get done. All right, first I'm going to do is open this. And you'll have to bear with me because this packaging, it's well packaged. You know what I mean? If you guys ever opened one of these, they are usually. Let me try to make the screen just a little bit better so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. So they kind of go to town on the bubble wrap. Oh, great question. Size of my crochet hook. So I break all the rules when it comes to crochet hooks. So there's my huge disclaimer there on crochet hooks. But I believe the one I'm using is this one. And it's a 0.9 millimeter. And so I think you could probably get away with lots of sizes, like maybe even this like small 1.3 would work. This one is just, I got this at Michael's. And then I had one more that I grabbed just in case I have a teeny one. I don't think I'm going to need to go this small. But that one is one that I had in case I wanted to do something with really tiny, like almost like filament kind of thread, where you can really make something small, like really tiny. So, so sometimes I forget what I order. I don't know if you guys are like me. So sometimes I just click and then so time goes by and I've forgotten. So we'll find out what badness I got into here. And actually, this is the first time I've ever done a live unboxing. So thank you for being here to open these with me. Nancy says yes. Okay, totally. I agree with this. So Nancy says that it's wrapped like Christmas gifts. Oh, from your sister to ship bubble wrap and tape. That's so awesome. They're oh, that's a funny story I could tell while I'm diving into this. So when I was little and I was the instigator, I was the oldest, okay? And so my brothers and I would peek at our presents. Well, Nancy says lots of tape. Yeah. And my mom used lots of tape too, and she would put them under the tree and she could tell if we had tried to get into them. But I was determined. And so if there's any kids listening, they're going to know this trick. So apologies ahead of advance. But I used to use a little warm washcloth. And you have to be really careful you don't get the paper wet because that's a giveaway. But just very gently over the Scotch tape, if you just get it a little warm, it lifts without taking the color off the paper. Sneaky, sneaky. And you can get a peek at your presents that way. It works some of the time, not all the time, I must say. But the last time I did this, I'm pretty sure I was at least a tween. But my mom never let me live it down. And now that I have my own kids, she's waiting for them to do this to me. All right, so bag one. Oh, yes. And so I definitely have a special color of silver silk. Okay, so my grand plan here is going to work. Look at that. I thought I might do something with that. And then these were a bunch of extra ones because when I made those beautiful earrings and this is a video that's already available. You guys can go and find. But I used up all of my hands, and so I wanted to get more of these the little hands. So I got those here. So basically these are extras so I can finish all of the earrings that I have going. We'll put those into a pile. And I definitely needed more of these to finish this one, because I had used some of them in another design. Extras of those. Awesome. And I kind of want to do what Becky does, where she actually organizes them into those trays. And I ordered some of those trays, but they didn't come yet. So when they do, I'm going to copy her strategy where she puts them in. Oh, Sandy says that she would hide the kids' presents and then forget where she put them. Yes. And Jane says, guilty of opening presents before. Yep. We couldn't it was part of the fun. I think it was a game. It became a game to us, like to kind of sneak and take a look at the gifts. That was something that was part of the sport of the season, right? It was the event. Oh, there they are. So these, I've been going through these so fast, so I need those. I've got the special flat mesh colors. So if you guys caught the seed beading Saturday from a couple days ago, Becky was using this type of silver silk. It's called flat mesh to do her bead weaving with the tilas. So that's here on my channel. It's the video just from this past Saturday. If you want to see how she used that, it was very, very cool. I do have some of these findings handy, so I might just do something with that. So there's that idea. I definitely have enough to keep us busy here. And I got one more. Sorry if this is loud. I hope it's not super loud. It could be. All right. Here we go. This is what I needed. Oh, and candy as well. Gotta have the candy. So I was going through these seed beads like water when I did those earrings design, and I didn't have the 8/0 yet. So now I have the 8/0s. I could do a chain with that. I had a chain stitch idea. And here's these. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some reels that show finishing these two because these are one-year wonders at the moment. And the video that I did for last Friday, if anyone needs the link to that, let me know. I'll bring that up. But last Friday's earring design was this one. But in that video and in that PDF as well is featured the patterns for all of these. But I was low on seed beads, so now I can keep going. And I also I was low on some of these beads, and I was low on the daggers. So plan right there is ready to go. So we'll set that one here. All right. So what I was thinking is I might start with the crochet project I have going, see how far I get on that. And I have, and then I have the flat mesh. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do a crochet bracelet with the flat mesh next to it. Let's hold that out and look. Yeah, Deborah, they definitely wrap those bags up. But it's good because that way nothing arrives with, you know, I would be so sad if the seed bead tubes were open or something like that. So it's worth a little extra effort, I suppose, to open it. Oh, look at that. That could be cool. Like a side-by-side idea there. The other thought that I had was with the pipe chain. And with the pipe chain, I believe I have some findings with me. I could do this as the top and the bottom in a necklace design. Yeah, that would work too. Okay, I'm going to keep stringing for just a minute. Show you guys what I was doing with this. Yeah, Marianne, so I did a video for Sam's Bead Shop last week. It was on Friday. And you'll actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and just bring that up really quick. Let me bring my face back here. So I will bring up a link to that. I should have had these ready, guys, and I apologize that I did not. And I also should have his links for all the box extras that I'm using because these are all still available, and that would be handy to have. So here's the bead box, the latest box. Check out the box. And yeah, okay, so links to everything is here, including PDFs. You can also find it on my website, which I'll bring you to next. But here comes the first link. There we go. Okay, so this link will take you to shopping links, video links, and PDF links as well. But in case you're wanting to see them on my website, I've got them there too. Let me bring those up. And tutorials, still the first one that I've got there. Let's bring this one up too. There we go. All right, so between all these links, you should be able to find the, oh yeah, and so Deborah's mentioning the melon beads. So these were an earlier find, and they're faceted. Check out how cool this looks. They're like a little, isn't that neat? And so I've been using them interspersed with beads that are left over from the box that I did the designs with. So this is kind of just like my tray of extras. And I've been pulling in Millefiore, and I've been pulling in the rondelles. And I've been pulling in the DZIs and the occasional gemstone. And now that I know I have more of those, I can be a little more generous with those. But where I want to be careful, because I want to finish my other earrings, is I can't use, I didn't get any more of the drukes, I don't think. So these little guys right here. Oh, no, that's the gemstone. That one I'm good on. It's these. So I need to be careful I don't use those up. I need those for my earring. But everything else is game. Like I've got enough of those. Sometimes a lot of the strategy for me is just making sure I don't run out of beads for all of my whips. I have so many in-progress projects that I have not finished, and they're all just, they're scattered. I mean, I'm using like, I need Becky's help for organization. So I watch her videos and I'm like, oh, that looks so nice. Because my beads look like this, for real. It's so bad, but I'm moving so quickly. It's just like boom, boom, boom all the time. And so, then I have to be able to set it down and go to the next thing, set it down. I've got other buckets that look like these that are literally full of ideas that I had in the moment. Didn't want to lose the idea, so I just threw it in there. And if I look at the items, it will come back to me. But I don't have time to write it down a lot of the time. It's just like put it together. So that's where all these things are in progress. All kind of a bit of a scatter. Valerie, yeah, that's right. Valerie says they're unfinished objects, right? Cool in so many ways. But you know what? Sometimes you got to start. And that's the other thing that I would say, especially if you're like me and I run into design blocks sometimes. And so it's really nice to have these bins. If I find myself in one of those places for a little bit, pull out one of those bins and go with an old idea that you had. And then it's really relaxing to work on something that is already planned, at least somewhat, when it works. When it doesn't work out, then it's like, so I usually save it for ideas that I know are tried and true techniques for me, like this one. This is something I've done before. I know for most of the time I can kind of make it work. And it's great for leftovers. So I'm going to make this so you can see it a little better. There we go. Okay. So, excuse me. I have done something to the end of my thread. And this is some blue thread that I had. I think I got this from beadshop.com. And it's called Blue Lagoon. That's what I think this one is. Oh, Marianne says she has box lids. Yeah, yeah. You're just like me. You got the same. But so sometimes it's hard to string a bead. So for the end of this, I've got Insta-Needle. And it's kind of cool. You just open up. It even comes with one of these little pads. And I use one of these little tubes to dip the ends in. And that's all you got to do. It's great for Kumihimo. And I believe that this discovery, I actually got this in Beadfest 2022 from a Kumihimo workshop. Excuse me. I forgot to grab water before I came running up here. But yeah, so that's where I discovered that. So I'm just going to string. I'm going to string on beautiful beads here until I get a length that could either become a double wrap or maybe even a short necklace. Let's see how far. Deborah says it's Eslon. Yeah, it's either that or it could be Ceylon. Oh, this is funny. I got to share this one. I'm laughing now because I actually do have some of the stacks as well. It's really bad. Someday I will organize it, though, I promise. And until then, nobody will see it. So it's just like, it's all tucked away. If you stack it next to a chair, it will make it not fall as quickly. I'm glad to know I'm not alone. So I promise I won't make you guys watch me string beads forever, but this was about as far as I got. And so I'm at about, let's see, 7.5. Yeah, I want to go a little further than that. But the cool thing is if I do a pipe chain finish, I can make that part of the length. That would be really handy. Aw, Nancy and Mary, they're saying, yep, me too. The door, yep, the door is always good because you can close it. I actually dream of having, those little cupboards that you see it on social media posts sometimes where people have their craft project room has this kind of wall that opens, and sometimes there's even like a fold down desk. For sewing people, there's an ironing board in there that comes down. I do actually have a bunch of those saved into my visualization folder in Insta for dreams for, if you stare at it long enough, it could become part of reality. So just keep praying. Yep, I'm going to keep watching other people's organization until it clicks for me. So this will go pretty fast. It won't take me that long. And that Instant Needle I just showed you guys, it really dries pretty quick. It doesn't take too long. And that just gives so much sparkle. Look at that. It is so nice. All right. And so I'm going to try to take this to about 9 or 10 inches, which will, once it's crocheted, give you a lot more length than that. Might even work as a short necklace, a collar length necklace. I'm going to go crazy and put on one of these. I want to see what that looks like with a crochet on it. If I can get it through. Let's find another one. There we go. Oh, that's going to look neat. Look at that. I wish I'd done more of those. I have more of these. Kimberly. Yeah. Yeah. So one of those cabinets would be, I had the same fear. And in fact, that might have been said to me by a member of my family. Like, I was like, oh, look at this. And I was told that my stash might not fit. And it might be true. But at least some of it would. And it's not even all my own bead stash, too, in my defense. Some of it is my son's bead stash because he started collecting beads. I'm going to do, oh, let's do one of these, actually. I haven't put a DZI on in a while. Yeah, he's actually got his own little bead collection. He likes very bright and colorful and anything with sparkle. But it's interesting. You can see the influence of like video games when he looks at color. He'll tell me, Mom, this is diamond. And when I think of diamond, I think of clear or like white. But he thinks teal is diamond because in Minecraft, the diamonds are teal. So all the diamond ones, he's like, Mom, this is my diamond box. And I'm like, but it's green. Isn't it emerald? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay. Let's see. How much length do I have now? I'll take a quick look. I'm getting excited. I want to do the crochet part. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fine. Let me set these aside so I don't spill them. And so we've got... Yeah, I'm actually already at 13 inches. This is going to be completely great. All right, so I'm working right from the spool. And it's going to be really nice. Look at that. I'm excited to see this one. Let me get everything out of the way that might tangle. And this hook might not be right. Again, I'm working with, what am I doing? The 0.9, number 8. But if it's not working for me, I'll switch to the 1.3. It's just been a while since I've done the crochet, so I have to find out. So to get started, what you'll want to do is, oh, thanks, Nancy. She says, even without the crochet hook, it's already pretty. Yeah, I could always just put some clamshells on the end and just wear it like that. Oh, and you know, knotting would be pretty. We could do that too. That would be really fun. So I just wrap around my finger twice, and then I'll just bring that loop through. So I went under it and pulled up a loop basically. And so that makes a little slip knot. And I can show that again really quick. Oops. Usually the slip knot should just pull right out. But so I'll go just kind of lay it across my fingers. I'll go around. And then I'll just kind of hold it like that and bring the bring the hook under the first loop and then grab that cord, the second one. And when you do that, just pull everything right down. And it should just create this nice little slip knot. So to loosen it, you pull on the tail. The tail should make it looser, and to tighten it, you pull on the, or actually I ended up reversing that. So pulling on the tail makes it tighter. Well, at least I can tighten it, but usually it's the opposite way. All right. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do a chain stitch first. we'll do chain 1 with, so starting with the working side. And I'm going to just go over my hook and then just bring this through the loop that's already on there. Yeah, and this is a really tiny one. Bring it through the loop. I did 2 chains. So little tiny chains there. And now I'll bring a bead down. I'm going to bring that over the hook. And then just bring that through the last loop on my hook. It is a tiny hook. Should I go up a size? It is kind of getting difficult to pull it through. Let's see what happens if I go up. Well, I set it somewhere. I might be stuck with this one because I don't know where I set the next one. I'm surrounded by beading supplies. There are worse things, but I literally can't find the hooks I just had in my hand that I was just showing you. Here they are. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, got those. So just going to remove this one. So that one's a little better. Let's see if I like it more. I've decided I'm going to do like a chain 2 between each bead. I don't know if I'm sticking with that, but so far I feel like that will look good. So there's 2 chains. Here's our next bead. Yeah. Does that look good with 2 chain? They're very large beads, so I feel like, yeah, Nancy, it's true. But if you see what's around me, you would know. She says them to you. Well, I think one of the reasons that I couldn't find them is I put them under something. So they weren't in view. That's what I'm sticking to anyway. Here we go. I'm speeding up now. So if this is a super new technique for anyone and you'd like me to do a full-length video that's a little more focused, I can absolutely do that for you. Just let me know. Because this is one of those things that you just practice it and you get pretty fast and pretty good at it. And with beads, I feel like it's easier because all you're doing the whole time is chaining. Yeah, I went up a size in the hook, and I think that's the way to go. I've noticed that when I do crochet with regular yarn, that it often happens for me that I'm more comfortable working with a hook size that's larger than what's recommended on the Skein. I don't know if you guys have that too. If anyone out there is a crochet or a knitter. Okay, I'm going to slide a little more off here. So here's what I've got so far. I don't know if that's coming over. It's pretty. Lori says she does knit. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I tried to learn to knit, and I really want to be a knitter because knitting looks very cool. I also feel like it's just like a more versatile garment making technique. Crochet, it's always got holes in it, right? Unless you do stitches, or yeah, I guess they're called stitches, that use lots of yarn and take a super, super long time. Oh, here's a tip I can give you guys. If you're bead crocheting and you have a really tall bead, hold everything kind of like that in your hand, and then just very gently bring up a loop that's about the height of your bead. It can be a little shorter because it's going to stretch a little. Not after you make it, but as you do this step right here. And then bring it through. And this is why I always do an extra chain after to bring it together. Because with these really big beads, it sometimes helps to have an extra chain step in there. 2. So just bringing on a bead, yarning over my hook, bringing it through, and then a chain 2. Here's 1. Oops, that's a little tight. There we go. And chain. And then, you know, things like this look really beautiful with uniform bead sizes as well. I once purchased on Etsy a long time ago someone that made one of these with just 4mm fire polish, the whole thing. And she did kind of an ombre colorway. And even though it was one that I could have made, but I just respected so much how cool it looked that I was like, you know, I need to grab that. It was just my nod. I was like, have to show how much I think that is awesome. I ended up chatting with the artist too. She's pretty cool. And you know who else does amazing chains like these with beads? Is Cynthia Thornton for Green Girl Studios. If you don't already know her work, she does really inspiring bead crochet ropes, like what I'm doing here, but with just all kinds of just very inspiring beads. And she adds a really gorgeous element of her pewter designs to it. I'm going to do one more here. Well, is that 2? Like I did. Oh yeah, I did 2. Yeah, Nancy, it's definitely easy. I would say go for it. And if this is something you guys like, I'll do more of it than just, you know, a quick live. I'll do an actual like step-by-step, you know, instruction video. It's not something that's hard. It's more just the hand position, I think. And you can make something so fast. You can have a complete gift done literally in minutes. Sorry about that noise, guys. I'm being asked if I need anything from Target. And I'll think about it, maybe. I probably don't need anything from Target, though. Should see my bead room. Maybe bins? 1 or 2 there. There we go. So while I'm doing this, let me glance up and see. Oh yeah, so this is a great comment. Let me answer a question here. Yeah, so Cynthia does treasure necklaces. So she was my inspiration for this idea. She was on a live that we did that was called Inspired by Sundance. And that's what she was working on. And it was so inspiring. I even grabbed one of her pieces and brought it up with me, just in case it ends up on this. It might. I have a little moon face. And I thought that would be pretty cool. Kimberly, yeah, who doesn't need anything from Target? Always, right? Oh, yeah. And she was affected by the hurricane. How many of you guys were? I know I heard from at least a few of you guys that you were safe but had lost power and things like that. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Well, that's an awesome compliment. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to finish them. We'll finish them together. Oh, I've never heard of, I need to check her out. Alexis Berger Jewelry. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to get addicted to her glasswork. That's so cool. I will definitely need to check that out. Yeah, so I'm just going to breeze through this really quick, guys, so I can show finishing. And depending what length I end up with, I might supplement it with a little pipe chain or leather chain, both of which I have in front of me here. 1, 2. Bring down a bead. I don't know about you guys, but for me, crochet is very relaxing. If you're a crocheter, you know what I mean. It's like a way to just chill out and it's a very fall activity. And the algorithm on Instagram knows this about me, and it knows it so well that right around September, it starts sending me yarn ads. and they just pop up in my feed, and I'm scrolling, and I'm like, ooh, currently there's a couple companies doing it, but there's a few that I really like that are showing inspiration palettes. So it's like a picture of a landscape or an animal or just something beautiful. And then they have a yarn color, a hand-dyed yarn color right next to it. I find it incredibly difficult to resist clicking on. Like, I must click. I must look because I want to see the yarn, right? And it's hand-dyed. I don't know how they... Well, I've actually watched some reels watching them do that. I'm a little worried I might get into it if I ever tried it. So I do not need another hobby. So I've got some fun stuff coming up. I might take an opportunity to tell you about while I'm doing all this stuff. I'm going to be doing, starting Wednesday, I have a live. It's kind of late. It's 5 p.m. my time, so it's like 8 p.m. Eastern. But it's with Cassandra Spicer from Beads to Live By. It'll be on her Facebook and YouTube channels, guys. But she's doing, she does a monthly bead box subscription. It's like a little, it's not a box. It's a seed bead palette with complimentary fire polish and sometimes shaped beads as well. And so I was playing with it, and this morning I came up with a bat earring. It looks like little, Nelia said it looks like baby bats flying on leather knitted chain. So that's on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And that'll be on Beads to Live By's channel. If you're looking for links to all this stuff, I updated my calendar. I was good. I did that before I came on. And so my calendar has all of my lives going out for the next 2 weeks on there. And that's just on my website, daniellewicksjewelry.com. And it's right there on the homepage. Oh, Deborah says she has an Afghan she needs to finish. Oh, I have that same problem too, where I forget the stitches and I have to use a stitch book. And if it's been a while, I might not remember what I was doing. So you can always tell if I've picked up a project because it'll look like I forgot. So you're not alone there. I do that too. But sometimes it adds to the charm. Like, I love those. I've not made one yet, but I'm fascinated by the idea of doing the temperature blanket. And I'm wondering if there's some way we could do that with jewelry. Like, could we do a herringbone stitch that is temperature? And we could assign like a seed bead color for every row. Somebody may have already done this. I feel like somebody has to have had that idea. There we go. Almost there. This goes so quickly. And one more. Oh, okay. So Karen says Kate does it. I should have known, because that is a great idea, and I bet it was Kate's idea. That's a great thing. I'm going to go check that out. Is that on the webpage already, Karen? So it's a temperature stitch. And here we go. I'm going to bring this one up. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. All right, that seems to have been my last bead. So how to finish it. So what I like to do to finish my crochet is, let's take a look and make sure we're happy with how it looks. Wow. And Deborah says Bead Shop did the temperature wrap. Oh, actually they did it with leather. So they were putting last November. Okay, I will check that out too. That sounds really cool. I'm full of so many dream project ideas I want to go and do. Yeah, I'm happy with the length and everything. This is all perfect. Okay, so let's get some scissors. And I'm just going to trim with some room, probably more than I need. And I did see a question earlier, you guys, and since you brought up Bead Shop, I saw a question about what I'm using. This has been in my stash a while, and these are the two colors I grabbed because I felt like they're so nice with this. But I believe these are the standard size of Ceylon that you can get from beadshop.com. So I know this one is Blue Lagoon. This one I'm not sure. I think it might be Sienna. They write it on the bag when they ship it to you, but then once I take it out of the bag, I forget. Oh, and Linda, so in crochet, there's a trend, and I think in knitting too, there's currently a trend for using a different color of yarn for the temperature of the day. And every day you stitch a row. And that row is, you assign a color for every temperature range. Like you say, if it's, if today's between 20 and 25 degrees, then I use white, or I use, frosty blue. Anyway, so you assign a color for every temperature range, and then you look at the temperature that day and you stitch a row. And when after a year goes by, you have a whole blanket and it shows the whole year's temperature. Yeah, that's cool. That's a really cool idea. And so I had grabbed some, let's see. I had grabbed some of these from my stash. They're base metal, 8mm. This is how I like to finish them. But it's not the only way you can finish them. There's lots of ways you can do it. If it's long enough, you can just bring the ends together and create a pendant. And I feel like mine's not quite that long, so I am going to use this method to finish it today, but we could do a whole series on finishing crochet ropes because there's probably like half a dozen ways to do it. But so here I'm still kind of mid crochet here, and I had cut my cord free. And all you do here, you just go ahead and pull it loose, and you should just get a little knot there. And so there's my little bead. Hey, Linda. Hey, Cindy. Thanks for joining, guys. But yeah, so next thing I'm going to do, one of these ends has Insta needle on it already, and the other doesn't. So first thing I'm going to do is get some more of this. And I'm going to just put the other end. I might not need it, but why not show it? Because it's kind of cool to see. And I'm just going to dip the end into the glue. Super easy. There, until you see it go in there, kind of give it some distance so that it has not enough for kind of becoming a needle. And this little silicone mat that comes with it, just pull it through like that. And I'll just let that dry while I work with the other side, and then it will be ready for us when I switch to that one. So the next tool I'm going to bring in, I'm going to bring in some tweezers, just some really easy. This is just to make a knot. Super, super easy knot. Okay, and so the clamshell I'm using, again, this is an 8mm one. And so you can just bring your thread through it from the side that's not the open side, because we want the hook to be kind of headed that way, right? So we're going to bring it on this way. And then what I like to do is I will tie a knot that goes through one time like that. And then I'll just bring that one more time through. And I'll get my tweezers. And the first thing I'll do is bring the tweezers through the loop that I just made. And you can tighten it a little, not too much. And then try to pinch the cord right where it's kind of sitting inside of the clamshell. So you might have to help it get a little closer. So kind of like that. So my tweezers are through the loop, and I've got a kind of a surgeon's knot thing going there. And these tweezers are securing my thread inside the clamshell. right where I want the knot to sit. And so I'll just go ahead and pull that nice and tight. Oh, hey, Becky. Hi, Becky. And I see a question about the instant note glue. It's not new. Nope, it is actually, it's been around a while. In fact, I was worried that it was gone because I couldn't find it for a while, but then somebody I was on a live with found it for me. So this is the stuff that I used. It's just that I've had this particular packet since 2022, Bead Fest, which is the one I got this at Akumi Himo's workshop booth. So that's the stuff, and it just looks like that. And you dip the ends of your thread into it. It makes it really nice. Like you can just string whatever you want. Thanks for tuning in, Becky. I was just showing off the flat mesh that I got from my Beadbox extras and mentioning the project, the awesome project you did on Saturday. So if you guys haven't seen the Saturday project yet, it was a treat. Becky taught us how to do Tila's in Delica, basically a bracelet with two sides, kind of like a wrap bracelet. Like, would you call it a ladder stitch, Becky? I'm not sure what to call the stitch, but I feel like it was brick stitch and then ladder, if I had to make a guess. But it was a special thread path that she invented and did a diagram for. And you can find it right now on my website. If you go to daniellewixjewelry.com and you click on patterns and tutorials, it's the herringbone stitch. In fact, you know what? Since it's not the top one, what I could do is I could post it really quick. Let me just go ahead and find it. And it should be, it's the last spot where I was. Yeah, okay. Here you go. So I'm putting the link for that tutorial into the chat right now. And you can find everything there, including a link to the video. Okay, so there's the little knot that I did. And we can put a tiny dab of glue on that if we'd like to. But you don't have to. You can if you want. And you can use this kind of glue, or in fact, I might even just use something that dries a little. Let's see if I've got. Aha. Let me do a little Loctite on that. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring that up and let that sit there for just a second. Okay. So that one's going to hang out and wait while we finish the other side, and then I'll close the clamshell and we'll trim it on that side. Okay, so this one, let me make sure this is nice and tight down, because what happened is that slid a little bit. So another step I'd recommend that I didn't do on that side is tighten this down before you do the clamshell and the knot. Otherwise, you might end up with a little gap like I did. I don't think that's going to hurt my design as far as how pretty it is, because you've got lots of spacing going anyway, but it's a little tip there. And then bring that through. I'm going to do that same knot again. So make it a loop. I'm going to go through it once, go through it twice, grab my tweezers, and I went through the loop, and then I put the tweezers inside the clamshell, pinching the thread right where it's coming out of the clamshell, so that when I pull my knot down, it should put my knot inside of my clamshell. And I'll put a little dot of Loctite on there. I think the instant needle would work too. The only reason I didn't use it is it doesn't have a precision tip, and I wasn't sure I could get it where I wanted it. I bet I could if I tried. If I just dripped it very carefully, it probably would work. But you know, I knew what to do with my Loctite, so I went with that. Okay, coming back to this side where we were before. Let's trim just above the clamshell here. I'm going to get my pliers. I'm just doing that nice and carefully because I don't want to mar my work there. I did a pretty good job on that side. And let's close this one. Oh, it's so pretty. I could still pop a pendant on here if I wanted to, but I kind of like it just as it is. It's really pretty just like that. All right, so now I got to figure out what I'm going to put on it for findings. So I was thinking, oh, here's some great, a dotting tool. Oh, okay. That's cool. Oh, here's a great advice. Yeah, the nylon job, I should have used those. That would have been clever. I should have done that. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, I missed a question. Yeah. So, I just grabbed something that I had in my stash from beadshop.com. This is Blue Lagoon. That's what I'm using. It's just Ceylon. And then this is, I think it's like a burnt sienna or rust. It definitely has a terracotta color to it. Feeling. Haven't used it yet. I used this one first, but I do have a plan for this one. I felt like, look at those together. I mean, something there has to happen. Not sure what yet. But I could sit here for 4 hours and bead and still have beads left. But, I wasn't sure how to finish this one. It's already got pretty good length on it, so I don't know if I need to add length. Maybe I'll just do a complementing bracelet to go with it that has a row of the pipe chain on it. Yeah. Oh, bamboo sticks for putting the glue in. Yes, that would have been good too. So I don't know. I may need to do another video to show my vision for these. Now for these, I was going to do something that hangs with it. I was thinking because it looks like ribbon, right? What do you guys think of that? And it could be either a shorter or longer length. Hmm. Well, I can always decide at the end. I can finish it at the top, and then I can decide at the end if I want to add it. So what I would do to add those, and I kind of wish I'd gone with copper now, because I had the copper ends for my flat mesh. We can mix metals. It'll be okay. Yeah, I was thinking I might do something like that. And that's another way I could have ended my crochet. I could have done a knot and hid the knot in this finding too on top of the flat mesh. Would that be cool? Oh, yes. Okay, so Nancy, you're right where I'm going. You're right where I'm going. Okay. So I was thinking, if you guys are excited about it, the reason I did like a chain demo today is I was wondering, would you guys like to see some crochet on pipe chain? I mean, it would be niche kind of thing, but I was thinking I could do some single crochet stitches along the edge and make an earring, and then we could add beads or not. We could have just like a beautiful color hanging from it. I don't know. I had some colors in mind for this and for the other one, actually, for both that we could try. I don't know. I recently discovered I'm going to show you guys. So completely off from our jewelry usualness, but I don't know. Neela hasn't seen this yet, but I wonder if he would think it's cool. I've been going to the hobby lives because it's just so fun. And so I was thinking I might do something like that. And it would be big. It would be a statement earring. But the other thing I could do is I could make it into, I could do little scallops on, and we could make like a collar necklace. Would that be crazy? We could do that. It has to happen. It has to. It'll either be it'll either be amazing or I might not be able to get it to work, but we'll figure it out. Yay. It's just, yeah. Okay. So definitely getting lots of votes for that. Oh, yes, definitely. Because pipe chain is so versatile. It's like there's so many things you can do. You can make it really look cool. I was thinking for our design here, though, for how to finish this, was I might just put these together. So I kind of wish I had a gold one. I might get a gold one for this, but I was thinking I'll just bring these together into a finding. So let me show you a little closer. So I'll finish that. I'll get the length right. And then I'll just put a toggle on it. And I can wear it like that. And it would just look so cute with the ribbon hanging. Because I feel like that goes together really good. So that's coming up. But let me show, so that I've shown start to finish, how to do this one. Let's go back to this layout here. Let me show you the finishing for these little cowlets. So you do need some round nose pliers in order to finish them. And they have this little hook on the end. And what I usually do is I'll just kind of roll them closed. So just like that. And then we can put our findings on it. Oh, another great idea. Yes, totally. We could add a pendant to the ribbon, and I even have the pendant that I think I would use. That would be very pretty. I could totally see that. That would be, actually, I'm going to raise this up a bit so you guys can see a little better what I've got going here. So I've got all of the length planning to do. So there's this one here. Let me grab a jump ring really quick. Apologies, I always end up going over. I always feel like the hour is so fast. But I've got some jump rings, and I've got my pliers, square nose, and I need I want to do a toggle. I think I want to do either a gold toggle or let's do this one. Do a lobster claw. All right, and then I'm going to use my nylon gel pliers. So great advice for that. Oh, cool. Oh, thanks, Kimberly. Oh, but I hope they win. I hope they win. And I'm going to just trim this, guys, just a little bit. Hey, Becky, when you do flat mesh in a finding, do you curl the end first or do you just go flat into the finding? I'm a little bit of a noob on this one, so I'm winging it right now. And usually Nile uses Tool Magic, guys. I just didn't have a Tool Magic plier handy. So I'm kind of doing it the Danielle way, which I don't recommend always doing it that way. Okay, there we go. I could have done a better job on that, but we're going to go with it. Okay. And apologies, guys. I might go over, but I've had inspiration strike. Okay. So pretend that's gold for now. I'm just going to get that to match later. And now let's lay it out. And I know I want it to be a little bit longer. So like about that much. Not very much. It's going to put a little bit of weight on it. Let me show you my pendant. Oh, Kimberly. Oh, that's so cool. Sophomore year is an awesome year. Yeah, Lori says she has a hard time. Yeah, so definitely. I need to get the tool magic for my square nose, and then I just need to choose a pair of my square nose to do the tool magic on. So somebody make sure I do that. Me too. Oh, I'm gonna need to add a jump ring to that. What do you think of this thing that I've got going? I like it. And it needs something on the bottom. I'll figure out the bottom in a bit. I don't have anything down here. And I'm mixing metals like crazy. Now we have copper, silver, and gold going. Is that going to work? I might need a larger jump ring for that. Maybe not. Yeah, no, that's going to work just fine. It's just going to go. Okay. Oh, wow. Let's do that. Okay. So let's see. I need to have it be right about there. Grab one more of those little findings. Oh, Kimberly, you're a drum major, really? Aw, that is so cool. My littlest brother was a drummer. He was so cute. I love drummers. It's so fun. All right, I'm going to try to get this to work. I know this is the less smart way to do it, but I actually had some luck that time. You're right. It's really slippery, Laurie. They jump out. Aw, Anne. Yeah, I agree. Precious times. I can't believe how my kids are grown up, guys. They're already, I don't know when this happened. They were babies when I started beading, but now they're big. I did a before and after shot with my 11-year-old because Facebook had one of those things that pops up, you know, those little story things. And it showed him in September of 2013, which he would have been less than a year old. And now he's 11. I did a picture holding him. He was a little heavier this time. Just a little bit. Oh, I need one more of those. I'm gonna bring this so you guys can see it. And I'm completely mixing metals, and this is a-okay. Oops. There we go. Oh, wow. This is going to be cool. All right. So I think it's going to clasp to this one. Let me just test it. There we go. Move those tools out of the way. Yeah, it works. I'm going to center that just a little bit. Okay. Oh, look at that. That came out so cute. So let me hold it up, actually. Go back to the other screen here. Aw. Let's see. What do you think of the length? Is it good? This can adjust just down a little bit. Let me slide that a little. It holds its position on the ribbon, which is really nice. I used a 6mm jump ring there. Wow. Okay. Well, moment of truth. I'm going to try it on. Make sure it hangs exactly as I hoped. Hang on a second. All right. That's the jump ring I want. There we go. All right. Hang on a second. I can't really see it. Let's see if I can make it show. What do you think? Is it good? I like it. It's the light's not really working, but yeah. All right. Well, hey, I made something. It's one of those half finished projects Mondays where I started a bunch of things. I've got like 1-year wonders and, you know, instructions that are in the extreme editing phase and half filmed videos. And so I just needed to finish something. So thank you guys for staying with me for this one. It came out so cool. I'll do a better photo and like a glamour shot, and I'll share it as soon as I can. Oh, thank you. I'll put the screen back up one more time so you can see it. Yeah, and so definitely check out my calendar. I've been a busy bee. I got some stuff coming up that I'm excited about, that I'm excited for you guys to see, including our mix launch. So Carol and I finished the celebration mix, and that is going to be coming up on the 5th, October 5th. So that's this upcoming Seed Bead Saturday. And be sure to catch me this Wednesday with Cassandra Spicer. And then Friday, I'm live with Sam to do the first series that we're calling Square Off. So he's featuring cube gemstones. So if you're into gemstones, we're going to be doing some different designs of cubes. And that's going to be both this week and next week. So much coming up. And got some other stuff coming up too. If you just look at the calendar there. Got Deb Floros coming on. And Becky and I are still trying to pull something together to do Halloween earrings. So be on the lookout for that. I have to circle back with her with dates for that. So yeah, lots coming up. I'm keeping the calendar updated. And in the meanwhile, I just want to wish you happy beading. I'll see you for the next one. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Bye.